all the other lights are shut off. So I got this great opportunity when I was in high school. Some of you know this, some of you may not, but my history and my background is actually theater and production and stuff like that. And in high school, I actually got our school and our team got selected to represent our state and our country in an international competition. It was really cool. We got to go to Edinburgh. It was fantastic. And for 3 weeks, we competed against drama teams from around the world. It was really a life-changing experience for me. But in the middle of all that, I got all these workshops and classes I got to go to help kind of further my education in that. One of them was a writing class. And it was probably my favorite class I took. And in that writing class, the professor made a comment about how to create engaging scenes. And he said this: the darker the scene that the character is going through, the darker the season that the character is going through, the easier it is for the audience to see the light that's going to shine in them. Even when I was in youth ministry, I would create like these dark kind of dramas and these dark kind of skits. And I remember having people say, "Why is it dark? Why is it that way?" And it was good intentions, no issue, but they weren't understanding the perspective. I was creating this dark presentation to make it easy for any student that walked in off the street to see the light that would be presented through it. The darker the season, the easier it is to see the light. And I want you to understand that when Jesus came to earth, when Jesus showed up, humanity is the character that's in the dark season. And so we can turn the lights back up. I don't need to hear any snoring. The world was dark, and it still can be. Understand that right before Jesus called himself the light of the world, that big scene that I just read, that verse, right before that, literally the verse before that is when he has to draw a line in the sand and stand between the church people and an adulterous woman. That's the scene, right? He does that. The church people ready to kill a sinful woman that's been humiliated, caught in her own sin, a woman that is now bound by sin and bondage and addiction, all that stuff. And he's caught in the middle, having to navigate between people that think they're right, think they're doing the will of the Lord, and people that are clinging to anything. And he's got to put himself right in the middle of it, in harm's way. And then turns around and says, "I am the light of the world." That's a pretty dark moment in humanity, to see people ready to take up stones and murder someone because they caught them in a sin that they thought was worse than theirs. And the world was dark, and it still can be today. It's dark today. There's crazy things that take place. Christmas is not just about warmth and celebration. It's about God stepping into the darkness of a broken world. Darkness can show up as sin, addiction, fear, anxiety, grief, confusion, hopelessness, doubt. And if you're in a dark season this year, in this time of your life, I'm here to remind you that darkness sets the stage for his light to shine. Darkness, a dark season, is setting the scene. It's setting the stage for light to shine, and it's making it easier for you to see it when it shows up. You cannot experience amazing miracles in your life until you're first put in a situation where you have no other hope. See, I remember a friend of mine he told me this was a few years ago. Everybody says the greatest miracles in the Bible is the resurrections of the kid, of Lazarus, of Jesus himself. And everybody would say, you know what, if I could just see him raise somebody from the dead, if I could see somebody resurrected, man, that would help me with my faith. That would help me with my doubt. That would help me believe. And my friend said, but I think what people overlook here is in order to do that, someone you love must first die. Because it can't be somebody off in nowhere. It's got to be somebody you know to have the same effect. You want to see some miraculous healing. Well, then somebody, you or somebody you love, must first be so sick that the doctors wash their hands. You want to see some kind of deliverance. Well, then you're first going to have to encounter somebody that's actually bound with demonic entities. You don't appreciate, we can't appreciate the light that God brings into our life until the scene is set with darkness. And in that scene, it is very dark. When Jesus was born, the world wasn't peaceful. The world didn't get dark because Jesus was coming. Jesus came because the world was dark. Think about it. They were living in a politically oppressive time, spiritually dry, 400 years of silence. If we don't hear from God in 2 weeks, we're questioning the anointing on the house. Well, I didn't feel the presence of the Lord during worship, so something must be wrong. 1 week. I didn't get all the tinglies when I was praying, so there's something wrong with me or something wrong with the church. I don't feel it right now. I haven't felt it in the last 2 months. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I didn't cry when I came to the altar like I did before. I must be backslidden. You know, they went through 400 years and never felt anything. How old are you? I'm 42. I heard that. I don't know who said that, but I heard that. I'm 42. Do you know that means 10 times longer than my age? That's how long they went without hearing from God. That's a pretty dark season. There's poverty, there's fear, there's injustice going on. Darkness was not an unexpected event. It was the environment they were living in. And God didn't wait for the darkness to clear up. God didn't wait, and He won't wait for darkness in your life to clear up before He moves in. Some of us think God will do something after we clean things up. And maybe you've said that, maybe you've experienced it. Well, I need to get some things in order. God's not going to wait on that. He steps into the darkness. The darkness didn't scare God away. It set the stage for His